The Supreme Wisdom of the Śūraṅgama Sūtra, a roadmap to awakening. The Śūraṅgama Sutra stands as one of the most revered and profound texts in Mahayana Buddhism, often regarded as a luminous beacon of wisdom for those seeking liberation. This scripture is not merely a philosophical treatise but a practical and transformative guide that illuminates the path to spiritual awakening. It provides a detailed and intricate roadmap for practitioners, leading them step by step toward the ultimate realization of their true nature, the unchanging and boundless awareness that lies beyond the illusions of the mind. The teachings of the Śūraṅgama Sutra are remarkable for their breadth and depth, offering a vast array of methods tailored to meet the diverse capacities and inclinations of practitioners. These methods are unified by a single, profound principle. Liberation arises when one penetrates the illusions of the conditioned mind and turns inward to rediscover the luminous source of awareness. By doing so, the practitioner can transcend duality, dismantle the false constructs of self and other, and experience the unshakable peace and clarity that is the essence of enlightenment. Within its pages, the sutra reveals that the obstacles to awakening are not external forces but the habitual patterns of attachment, aversion, and ignorance that cloud the mind. The text's practical wisdom invites practitioners to face these inner challenges with courage and insight, providing precise techniques to break free from the cycle of suffering. Each method presented, whether through sensory introspection, meditative stillness, or discerning the nature of illusions, serves as a doorway to the same ultimate realization, the boundless, undivided nature of reality itself. As we delve into these teachings, we uncover not only the path to personal transformation but also a timeless vision of interconnectedness and harmony. The Śūraṅgama Sutra reminds us that the journey to enlightenment is not about acquiring something new or distant but about rediscovering what has always been present, the radiant, infinite awareness that is our true nature. Let us explore some of the sutra's most profound methods and their transformative implications for spiritual cultivation. Before we dive in, here's a quick reminder. If you haven't already subscribed to our channel, please click the subscribe button and ring the notification bell to stay updated with all our latest content. Your support truly means a lot. If you find value in this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up to help share our message. Let's dive into today's topic. 1. The return to the source of hearing. One of the most celebrated methods in the Śūraṅgama Sutra is the practice expounded by Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva, who attained enlightenment by focusing on the faculty of hearing. This approach, known as the complete penetration of the ear faculty, is a profound meditation method that transforms an ordinary sensory experience into a gateway for transcendent realization. Avalokiteshvara's teaching begins with a subtle yet essential shift. Instead of being absorbed in external sounds, one redirects attention inward, observing the act of hearing itself. This redirection gradually unveils the process by which awareness interacts with sound. As practitioners trace the origin of hearing back to its source, they discover that the awareness enabling perception is independent of the sensory stimulus. This awareness is constant and unchanging, whereas the sounds it perceives are fleeting and impermanent. This method underscores the importance of inward reflection and highlights the transient, illusory nature of all sensory experiences. In daily life, sound often reinforces a sense of duality. There is the hearer and the heard, the subject and the object. Avalokiteshvara's teaching dismantles this division, revealing that both the act of hearing and the sounds themselves arise from the same luminous awareness. By dissolving this duality, practitioners directly encounter the boundless, non-dual reality that transcends conceptual distinctions. The complete penetration of the ear faculty is not limited to the act of hearing. It serves as a model for how all sensory faculties can be transformed into vehicles for awakening. The practice illustrates the paradoxical nature of the spiritual path. By fully engaging with the apparent reality of sound, one can transcend it, returning to the awareness that is its source. On a practical level, this method also offers profound insights into the cultivation of mindfulness in daily life. Modern practitioners, often overwhelmed by noise and distractions, can use Avalokiteshvara's teaching as a way to center themselves. By consciously listening, not to grasp or react but to observe, the mind becomes quieter, the inner awareness more pronounced. Over time, this practice deepens into a realization that the clarity and luminosity of awareness are ever present, even amidst the clamor of the external world. Ultimately, Avalokiteshvara's method illuminates a universal truth. The path to liberation lies not in escaping the senses but in penetrating their depths to rediscover the timeless essence of pure awareness. In this way, the act of hearing transforms into a profound spiritual practice, leading directly to the heart of enlightenment. 2. Discerning the nature of illusions. The Śūraṅgama Sūtra dedicates much of its wisdom to the critical task of distinguishing the false from the true, a process that lies at the very heart of spiritual awakening. It teaches that the root of all suffering is not external circumstances but our deep-seated attachment to illusory phenomena, mental and sensory constructs created by the deluded mind. These illusions appear real and tangible, yet upon closer examination, they dissolve like shadows under the light of wisdom. The text encourages practitioners to engage in deep contemplation and relentless inquiry, examining the nature of their thoughts, emotions, and perceptions. This practice reveals a startling truth. All phenomena are impermanent, lacking inherent existence. Thoughts arise and fade like waves on the surface of the ocean, emotions shift like passing clouds, and perceptions are as fleeting as morning dew. Recognizing this impermanence helps one loosen the grip of attachment and aversion, allowing a more profound understanding of reality to emerge. One of the Śūraṅgama Sutra's most striking analogies compares the deluded mind to a mirage or a reflection in water. A mirage appears enticing and real from a distance, yet it disappears when approached. Similarly, the constructs of the mind seem solid and unshakable, but they cannot withstand the scrutiny of true insight. Clinging to these mental constructs perpetuates suffering, much like chasing after a mirage leads only to frustration. The sutra goes further, suggesting that all forms of suffering arise from mistaking these illusions for reality. It describes how the unenlightened mind habitually projects false distinctions, self and other, subject and object, good and bad, onto the seamless fabric of existence. These projections create a fragmented view of reality, leading to desires, fears, and conflicts. By cutting through these mental fabrications, one uncovers the unchanging, ever-present nature of awareness, often referred to in the sutra as the Tathagatagarbha, Buddha nature, or the inherent purity of the mind. This process of discernment is not merely intellectual but profoundly experiential. The sutra invites practitioners to observe their thoughts and emotions without judgment, watching how they arise, change, and fade. Over time, this practice reveals that the mind's essence is like a mirror. It reflects all phenomena but is never altered or stained by them. This mirror-like awareness, free from clinging and aversion, is the true nature of the mind, boundless, luminous, and serene. For modern practitioners, this teaching offers a powerful tool for navigating life's challenges. In a world dominated by distractions, social conditioning, and fleeting pleasures, the ability to discern the illusory nature of thoughts and emotions brings clarity and freedom. It allows one to face difficulties with equanimity, recognizing that the suffering caused by attachment to impermanent phenomena is unnecessary and avoidable. Ultimately, the Śūraṅgama Sūtra reveals that discerning the nature of illusions is not about negating the world or denying its beauty but about seeing through its transient nature to discover the deeper reality beneath. By cutting through the mirage of mental constructs, one awakens to the timeless, luminous essence of existence, the unshakable peace and clarity of Buddha nature. This awakening is not a distant goal but a return to what has always been present, waiting to be recognized. 3. Cultivating the Seven Elements. The Śūraṅgama Sūtra offers a profound and comprehensive teaching through the contemplation of the seven elements: earth, water, fire, wind, space, consciousness, and awareness. These elements are presented not as mere physical or metaphysical constructs but as doorways for deep introspection, each leading the practitioner toward the realization of ultimate truth. These elements represent the foundational aspects of existence, encompassing both the tangible and intangible realms. By contemplating their nature, practitioners learn to perceive reality beyond the surface appearances of form, sensation, and mental constructs. The practice is not about rejecting these elements but about penetrating their essence to understand their impermanent, interdependent, and inherently empty nature. Examples of contemplation. 1. Space. By meditating on the nature of space, one transcends the apparent dichotomy of form and emptiness. Space, though seemingly infinite and unchanging, is ultimately without substance. It serves as a metaphor for the mind, vast and boundless, yet often cluttered by the forms projected within it. As practitioners contemplate space, they begin to recognize the illusory nature of boundaries and distinctions, leading to the dissolution of attachment to separation and duality. 2. Consciousness. Observing the flow of consciousness reveals the interplay between the conditioned and the unconditioned mind. Conditioned awareness is shaped by experiences, memories, and perceptions, continuously changing like waves on the ocean. By distinguishing this from the unconditioned mind, the pure, luminous awareness underlying all phenomena, practitioners realize that their true nature is not confined by mental constructs or sensory input. The interconnection of the elements. The sutra teaches that these 7 elements are not isolated or independent but deeply interconnected. For instance, the solidity of earth depends on the fluidity of water, while fire and wind contribute to transformation and movement. Space provides the context for their existence, while consciousness and awareness serve as the knowing principle behind all interactions. Understanding this interdependence helps practitioners see through the illusion of a fixed, separate self, realizing instead the fluid and interconnected nature of existence. Breaking free from attachment. Through the cultivation of these elements, practitioners recognize that they are not inherently separate from these fundamental aspects of existence. Each element, when deeply examined, reveals its emptiness, its lack of inherent, independent reality. This realization breaks the bonds of attachment to form, identity, and ego, allowing one to transcend the limitations of self-centered perception. Practical application. For modern practitioners, this teaching offers practical methods for integrating meditation with daily life. Observing the solidity of the earth element, for example, can foster grounding and stability amid life's uncertainties. Contemplating the fluidity of water can encourage adaptability and flow in the face of challenges. These reflections not only deepen one's understanding of reality but also cultivate qualities like patience, resilience, and clarity. Ultimately, the cultivation of the 7 elements leads to a direct experience of their true nature: empty, interconnected, and luminous. This realization dissolves the illusions of form and identity, revealing the boundless awareness that underlies all existence. By engaging with these elements as gateways to wisdom, practitioners progress toward liberation, awakening to their innate Buddha nature. 4. The 10 Modes of Contemplation. The Śūraṅgama Sūtra provides a structured pathway for meditation through the 10 Modes of Contemplation, a profound framework for understanding the interdependent and interpenetrating nature of all phenomena. These contemplative modes serve as tools to break free from the habitual dualistic perception of self and other, leading to an experience of ultimate reality as indivisible and boundless. At the heart of these contemplations lies the principle that all phenomena are interconnected, arising mutually and existing only in relation to one another. This insight dismantles the illusion of separateness and fosters a deep appreciation of the unity underlying all existence. Each mode offers a unique lens for exploring reality, yet they are interconnected, like facets of a jewel reflecting the whole. Key mode: interpenetration of all dharmas. One of the most profound modes of contemplation emphasizes the interpenetration of all phenomena, which reveals that every phenomenon contains all others. This teaching, rooted in the principle of mutual causality, suggests that no single thing can exist independently. Instead, all phenomena arise and function within a web of infinite relationships. For example, consider a single flower. Its existence depends on the soil, water, sunlight, and countless unseen factors, including the observer's awareness. Each of these elements is, in turn, connected to countless others. Thus, the flower is not a separate entity but an expression of the entire cosmos. Recognizing this interdependence dissolves the illusion of individual identity, revealing the universal truth that all things are one yet distinct. holistic awareness and non-dual perception. The contemplation of interpenetration guides practitioners toward a state of holistic awareness, in which distinctions between subject and object, self and other, begin to dissolve. It reveals that the boundaries we perceive between me and not me are mental fabrications. By observing how all things arise together, practitioners cultivate a non-dual perception, realizing that the essence of one phenomenon is reflected in all others. This insight extends beyond abstract understanding. It transforms how we relate to the world. Realizing that all beings and phenomena are interconnected fosters compassion, humility, and a sense of responsibility. If one's happiness and suffering are intertwined with the happiness and suffering of all others, then caring for the world becomes indistinguishable from caring for oneself. Practical application of the 10 modes. The 10 modes of contemplation offer tools for integrating these insights into daily life. By observing the interconnected nature of simple actions, such as eating, breathing, or interacting with others, one can begin to experience the profound truth of interpenetration in the ordinary. For example, when eating, contemplate the origins of the food, the farmers who grew it, the rain and sun that nourished it, the hands that prepared it, and the effort that brought it to the table. This simple act of mindfulness can evoke a sense of gratitude and connection, transforming a mundane moment into an opportunity for awakening. Ultimate realization. The 10 modes of contemplation ultimately dismantle all fixed notions of reality, including the concept of a permanent self. Through this practice, practitioners awaken to the boundless, luminous nature of existence, a state in which all distinctions dissolve, leaving only the pure, infinite awareness of the true mind. By embracing this understanding, the practitioner transcends suffering and abides in the harmonious flow of the phenomena, where all things interpenetrate in perfect unity. The Śūraṅgama Sūtra thus reveals these 10 contemplations as more than philosophical teachings. They are practical tools for liberation, guiding the practitioner to see through the illusions of separateness and realize the indivisible, interconnected truth of all existence. 5. Direct realization through stillness. The Śūraṅgama Sutra emphasizes that true awakening arises not through intellectual reasoning alone but through the direct experience cultivated in deep meditation. Stillness, or abiding in meditative equipoise, is presented as a gateway to the luminous awareness that underlies all mental activity. In this state, the practitioner transcends habitual patterns of distraction, attachment, and aversion, allowing the mind's natural clarity to shine forth. The nature of stillness. The stillness described in the sutra is not a rigid suppression of thoughts but a profound inner calm born from observing thoughts, emotions, and sensations as they arise and fade. By remaining non-reactive, the practitioner begins to see these mental phenomena for what they truly are: transient, insubstantial, and without inherent self. This practice of observing without attachment creates a space where the mind's natural luminosity, its innate purity and awareness, can be directly experienced. Transcending the dualistic mind. Through sustained meditation, the practitioner gradually transcends the dualistic mind, the tendency to categorize experiences as good or bad, self or other, subject or object. This dualistic perception is the root of suffering, as it creates a false sense of separation from the world and reinforces attachment to the ego. In stillness, duality dissolves. The practitioner enters a state of non-dual awareness in which the distinctions between observer and observed vanish. This realization is not intellectual but experiential, often described as a profound seeing. It is the direct perception of reality as it is, free from the distortions of conceptual thinking. The process of direct realization. The sutra offers practical guidance for cultivating this meditative stillness. 1. Observing the mind. Begin by observing thoughts and feelings as they arise, neither grasping at them nor pushing them away. This practice gradually reduces the mind's tendency to cling to phenomena, creating a sense of spaciousness. 2. Letting go of attachment. Recognize that all mental constructs are impermanent and lack intrinsic reality. Letting go of attachment to these constructs leads to inner freedom and peace. 3. Resting in awareness. As the mind settles, one begins to experience pure awareness, the unchanging essence that remains when all distractions and identifications fade. This process mirrors the analogy given in the Śūraṅgama Sūtra of polishing a mirror. As the layers of dust, mental activity, are gradually removed, the mirror's inherent clarity, awareness, is revealed. The state of direct seeing. Direct realization through stillness culminates in what the sutra calls perceiving one's true nature. In this state, the practitioner sees reality without the veil of conceptual filters, recognizing the interconnected and luminous essence of all things. This seeing is not a seeing in the conventional sense but an unmediated knowing, a direct encounter with the nature of mind and reality. Practical application. For modern practitioners, cultivating stillness in a fast-paced world can seem challenging, yet it is deeply transformative. Even brief moments of mindfulness, pausing to observe the breath or resting attention on the present moment, can create openings for stillness to emerge. Over time, these moments expand, allowing one to access deeper levels of awareness and clarity. Stillness, as taught in the Śūraṅgama Sūtra, is not merely the absence of movement but the presence of profound clarity and freedom. It reveals the essence of mind as luminous and boundless, untainted by the transient flow of thoughts and emotions. By abiding in this stillness, the practitioner awakens to their true nature, free from suffering and illusion. This direct realization, the sutra teaches, is not an endpoint but the foundation for living with wisdom, compassion, and a deep connection to the phenomena. Practical insights for modern practitioners. The timeless wisdom of the Śūraṅgama Sūtra offers practical guidance for navigating the complexities of modern life. In a world saturated with distractions, stress, and a relentless pursuit of external validation, the sutra's teachings serve as a beacon for reconnecting with our essence. Far from being abstract or esoteric, its methods are profoundly relevant and accessible to anyone seeking clarity, balance, and liberation. Applying the sutra's methods today. 1. Inward listening. Avalokiteshvara Bodhisattva's method of inward listening can be especially transformative in an age of constant noise. By turning attention inward and focusing on the act of hearing itself, we cultivate a deeper awareness of the present moment. This practice helps to quiet mental chatter and anchors us in the stillness of pure awareness, providing a refuge from external chaos. 2. Recognizing illusions. The sutra's teaching on discerning the illusory nature of thoughts is a powerful antidote to the over-identification with mental narratives that often dominate modern life. By observing the impermanent and insubstantial nature of thoughts, emotions, and desires, we loosen their grip and gain freedom from their influence. This insight fosters greater emotional resilience and clarity, enabling us to respond to life's challenges with equanimity. 3. Meditative stillness. The practice of meditative stillness is particularly vital in today's fast-paced world. Even a few moments of mindfulness each day, whether through conscious breathing, body awareness, or simply sitting in silence, can reconnect us with the luminous clarity of our true nature. Over time, this practice deepens, offering a profound sense of peace and insight that transcends fleeting distractions. The journey to rediscover what has always been. The sutra's ultimate message is profoundly liberating. Awakening is not about acquiring new skills or attaining an external goal but about uncovering the radiant awareness that has always been present within us. This awareness is not something we need to create. It is our true nature, hidden only by the veils of illusion and distraction. Through the sutra's teachings, we are reminded that spiritual practice is not an escape from the world but a means to see through it with clarity. Whether amidst the noise of a crowded city or in the solitude of nature, these methods guide us to reconnect with the source of our being. They teach us that freedom is not found by changing the external world but by transforming our perception of it. A transformative journey. In following the wisdom of the Śūraṅgama Sūtra, we embark on a journey of inner transformation. It is a path that leads not only to the cessation of suffering but also to the realization of our infinite potential. By integrating these teachings into daily life, we can live with greater clarity, compassion, and purpose. Ultimately, the Śūraṅgama Sūtra is a profound invitation to rediscover the truth of who we are, beings of luminous awareness, capable of transcending illusions and abiding in the freedom of our inherent wisdom. In embracing this journey, we align ourselves with the timeless flow of the phenomena, experiencing life as it truly is, boundless, interconnected, and infinitely radiant. Closing reflection. The journey to awakening, as illuminated by the Śūraṅgama Sūtra, transcends time, culture, and individual circumstance. Its profound teachings serve as a universal guide, inviting us to look beyond the fleeting surface of our experiences and delve deeply into the unchanging essence of reality. Through practices like inward listening, discerning illusions, and abiding in meditative stillness, the sutra offers not only a path to liberation but also a mirror reflecting our inherent nature. It reminds us that the wisdom, clarity, and peace we so often seek externally are already present within us, waiting to be rediscovered. As we engage with the sutra's teachings in daily life, we begin to uncover this luminous truth, that awakening is not about becoming something new, but about reclaiming what has always been, our boundless awareness, radiant and free. This realization transforms not just how we experience ourselves but also how we relate to the world, infusing our lives with a sense of interconnectedness, purpose, and serenity. In following this timeless wisdom, we align ourselves with the path of awakening, embracing the infinite potential that resides within us all. Thank you for watching. If you found our content valuable, kindly subscribe, click the bell icon, and share it with your friends.